Rain.gov, both going down there, converting into 8 elims, but this is a stacked circle, probably the most congested we've seen yet, with still 30 players and 19 duos remaining. As we get into Circle 6, you see the duo of Chap and Poach trying to convert. Yeah, and Myth and Vinny in there like you were talking about. They've been playing a decent amount of duos together as well when Zex isn't on. And you see Gucci over on the side as Fulmer gets picked up as well. Now, they were in that top spot trying to do the double snipe, but doesn't quite execute it on it together. Looking to find the other players rotating asymmetrical. Confirms that knock onto Fulmer, which means that Sofa is a solo rider. Trying to find the heavy snipe as other pressures put on the wall. Sees that the players popping the shield. Oh, they get it! They get it!
Oh, Sofa, I'm so sorry, but he lined that one up and he had the target. He pulled it and he nailed it. Elevate is actually going to take out Caminus there. So our top leader there, our elimination leader, is going to be down and out. And look at Cease and Elevate. They have that ultimate high ground. But with the way that this lobby is going right now, this is not a sure thing for them because they have ultimate high, sure, but it is not a controlled ultimate high where they're not like zoning everyone out. They're not looking everywhere. They're kind of just tucked away in this tower.
Yeah, and Caminus actually got knocked, but they never converted on the Elim. He is still up over there. They exposed that player. No, Caminus did. He did finally get converted, and the Elim went over to Cease and Elevate, so didn't get the revive off. That's why they got the plus right there. 17 duos remaining, 25 players, 9 solo riders out there, but a lot of duos left. 5 more need to be dropped, 4 more need to be dropped before we get into that first round of placement points, and Elevate and Cease are in a great position to make it happen. We talked about the split high ground. They're doing it right now. Cease on the backside, Elevate at the front, getting different covering angles. How many Elims can they get? As Survives ends up going down to Cease.
If you were taking the odds here, I mean, Cease and Elevate, they have a lot to work with. They got themselves a Rift to go. They have some shields to boot, and they managed to pick up elimination after elimination. This has been working out very well for them. Poach, though, does manage to get an elimination, though, off screen there against Mr. Dong. And then you have Asian Greg, who finds himself a couple of his own. But still, the sights will be on Cease and Elevate as they just continue to tunnel their way through this one. And so well done. Just every single time that you think that, like you have a moment of safety. No, Cease and Elevate are right there to shut you down time and time again.
Yeah, now running through that mid-ground tarp as all of a sudden we talk about how many duos we had left, but all of a sudden with Kazui picking up that Elim, we are one duo away from being into that top 7 situation. Still decent amount of maps there, but now all of a sudden Poach and Chap are on that ultimate high. Cease one tarp underneath with Elevate. You have Reliable and Isgucci, one more underneath. Launchpad comes out. Will they be able to build out as Chap is taking shots?
Are we going to get 100 Thieves versus Liquid here at the end? Because if we do, I'm ready. I just want you to know that
down.
Chap is actually going to drop Reliable there, and Cease is going to go right back into the high ground, finding one in front of him. He's going to tag that player. He's going to make him very weak. And Kaizui drops Tiki. And the high ground once again goes to Cease and Elevate, and a player's going to be right underneath them. Myth is going to get dropped by Gucci, and that is going to be goodbye to Chap as well. And this is not looking good here for a lot of these players as Cease and Elevate have full control. And I said it, you have to be a betting man here to think to yourself, they have a lot of utility, a lot of things that they could work with. Sundown.
But Vinny is still in the match on the low ground despite Myth being out, so Poach is in a tough spot. Cloud, however, is looking fantastically. So Cloud and Kaizui are in a very, very, very prime spot, but this is all 100 Thieves, TSM, and Liquid right now.
Sick.
So you have Elevate and Cease up on the high ground, the split duo of Cloud and Kaizui on the middle, and then Vinny on ultimate low. Kaizui and Cloud dropping to try and challenge onto Vinny. Cease getting the shots in.
Oh, this is looking so good here, folks. I mean, you got Cease and Elevate who continue to rack up some more kills, but you also have that one that secures the victory, Royale. And boy, I don't want to call myself a wizard, but I'm going to call myself Wizard. I kind of sort of called it. Not because I knew anything, it was just how they were playing it out. In the beginning, it looked like it was a little risky, only because they were in that tower, but they never really relinquished control, despite Poach and Chap getting the ultimate high ground. They were tunneling out so well that no matter what, they owned that mid area so well, Sundown, that it was only a matter of time before they were able to get back into that ultimate high ground.
No, they really, really, really did. But I want to give a shout out as well to Myth and Vinny, able to take second place there and also putting up 8 elims. So going to be very happy with that. A 15-point match. But like you said, Cease and Elevate, just the way they're able to pincer that down. And unfortunately, when Kaizui and Cloud dropped, Vinny was able to give them enough of a hard time that Cease and Elevate were like, all right, let's go. Free buffet on the low ground. All 3 players are there. We know it's going up. But now right into the next match, and we see BaseSoldier picking up an Elim, one of the longtime competitive veterans as well. Someone who we've seen at pretty much every major event, has dueled with Marksman in the past as well, and just puts out a ton of great shots. Is all about it. Very professional in the way he acts, picking up the Elim there and pushing himself closer to the top 12. And I was just about to say, as soon as you see him, Flossen, Mr. Cornfield himself.
It's my boy right
from
there.
Fatal Fields to the Winter Royale to the Secret Skirmish, and now in the Lux Cup. If you are just joining us, we're almost at the end of NA West. The queues are wrapped up. We're about 10 minutes over. We like to give it close to 25 to 30 to make sure all the matches have finished up, but this is just the semi-finals. Tomorrow will be the grand finals. Top 3,000 players, 1,500 teams per region going at it.
Sundown, I just couldn't get over how stacked that lobby was with true duos, right? Teams that we've seen work together for so long. Man, there were just some great games that we've been treated to thus far, and it doesn't seem like the good times aren't going to end any time soon, because we have another lobby here with a lot of talent. Pika and Rux, who are in the top 10, maybe they can find themselves a victory royale in this game.
Yeah, they're looking for it. They consistently are able to have high ground control. We always see them in a tower off towards the front side of the circle, and they're doing it again, looking to catch players as they rotate. Another team I want to keep an eye out for and keep your eye on the lower left-hand corner is Sir Demetrius and BaseSoldier. We've talked about them before, but they're able to put up ridiculous numbers. Ooh, Rooks giving that guy a haircut right there. But look at the number of players in the sky, Golden Boy, as Keku Pebble gets dropped out of it. Will Pika and Root be able to find another one? Wood is able to convert on that Elim. Somebody else who we've been seeing all the way through. And no, Sir D ends up going down from there as well in the rotation. So BaseSoldier now being a solo rider as he's looking to get in the top 12. But another player just picked out of the sky. This is shooting practice for them right now.
I thought we were playing Fortnite, not Duck Hunt here, my friend, because these players are just getting shot up in the sky. And there's really nothing that they could do about that. The only thing they have is they can look at the shots come their way, and they can hold on to their glider for dear life. That's about all they could do there, my friend.
Yeah, the second you're committed to pulling out that glider or that umbrella or parachute or whatever you have equipped, you are then committed to it once you reach a certain height. I knew you were all about the dragon. I actually rock the season 1 wind umbrella just to, you know, kind of
I do have my snowflake umbrella. It is one of my favorites.
Oh, I have the actual just first original, just straight up umbrella. Like,
oh, really?
Yeah, like the umbrella.
You live in life on the default side. I respect that. That's
what you say. I know, like it's all about that first victory, man. Gotta flex it. Gotta flex it. But now you see Tristan and Jammy's up there. We are inside that top 12, so everyone receiving the 3 placement points, and it'll be interesting to see where high ground falls here, because there's a lot of birds up in the sky. Everyone just wanted to try and find a spot to dive down, but Ultimate High is pretty contested on both sides of the circle, so it's going to be interesting to see if they just wait it out or if they challenge as soon as they land.
And you better hope that Pika and Rux aren't looking at you, because if they are, well, you're probably going to get just beamed. And it seems like they're dealing with a lot of activity. You mentioned it, Sundown, that Ultimate High was being challenged quite a bit, and that's exactly what happened. You see this box here with BaseSoldier. Flossum was actually on the other side of this as well, and BaseSoldier going to be the last man standing here in this duo.
But has picked up 4 Elims. We were talking about keeping an eye on it. Going to try and utilize the clingers as he sees the player over there. Knew that wall was just thrown out. Klinger ends up going out, putting the second one at 1-2. Oh, did he edit that and stick? He did! Oh my god, BaseSoldier! We knew you played baseball, but don't tag him like that. That's like against the rules, I think, to hit people with the ball. Like, come on.
Unfair advantage there, my friend, but very well done from BaseSoldier. That nets him number 5. And he did have to drop away because of the stinkers, and he will need to use those minis so he can get himself back into this fight.
And he needed that health on the Elim, because otherwise he would have been only down at 11 with the stink, so very well done from there. And it gets him into the top 7 as Jammies is able to pick up Pika and force them outside. He does, he sees them, and they don't know he owns this wall. They don't know he's there. This is that backside circle rotation we're talking about when you have the initiative, but now CJ recognizes he's there as he sees the metal get built out. Only 10 more builds left for BaseSoldier, but that is did not put a trap down. Gonna try and find towards the rift, but the bushy bush! Kytex, what are you doing? You know, if you have a bush emo, throw that up in the chat right now. What is the bush doing in that top 7 situation? When you have the shot advantage, just stay. Let him run past you, don't pop up. but Rogue Shark forces through, and Base Soldier ends up going down. Rogue Shark and Flossin in potentially a great position to pick this up from the ultimate low ground.
Yeah, I was saying that Flossin, he took a couple shots and he ended up disengaging inside of the baller. He's going to go right into that mid position there. You have two players that are going to be hanging out in the ultimate high ground, and that hand cannon is not going to do enough onto those walls at that moment there, Sundown, but gotta regroup here.
Yeah, and Flossin taking a ton of damage. Shark needs to get some space up.
Rough.
Honestly, I would throw down some walls and throw down traps. You have 10 of them. Just start throwing down traps. Get some tick damage. Get yourself some space to pop the minis. You're in a 2v2v2, so you do have a little time, a little space. CJ and Wood, and they are able to get the down onto Tig, but can they convert? They need that health back. Yes, Flossin picks it up. Money now drops down. CJ's looking to challenge while Wood and range RPG's down, and that's going to hit Flossin. Wood and CJ are in a great position, but Rogue Shark picks up Money. That's a 1v2, and he's sitting on just above 50 HP. He would have been on 2. Got the Elam. Wood and CJ have to convert on this. There's no way they don't take home this victory royale, Golden Boy.
100%. I totally agree there. It's 52 HP remaining, but the Rocket's going to come through, and that's the victory royale from CJ. But I tell you what, man. I tell you what, what could have gone poorly. That Rocket didn't do damage, and what if he got like a lucky pump that would have just ended up obliterating him?
We talked about it. They had all the advantage they wanted right until he fired the RPG off, but he threw a wall in the way, which means that all that damage is going to come back through, and then instantly converting it. Luckily, as he ran out for the thirst, partner was covering him, had the edit down over the top, but you're right. All of a sudden, it's a one-shot situation.
Yeah, and then with the siphon and everything, that works out well there. But all right, we're back into another stacked lobby. We got Reverie up with 9 eliminations, as well as Perplexy with 4. Cease, that means Elevate's here as well. 2 eliminations for him. Crazy Goat with 2 and Crit with 2. We're on board now with Merkin's Perplexy and Premium. Why can't I say it? Premium.
So it's like think premium, but with an N instead. I know it's weird, but as soon as I got it,
it's like I'm not judging him. I'm not judging him, but you know I gotta judge him.
Like I don't know what it is either. But
couldn't you just name yourself Premium?
It might have been taken. Maybe there's another premium in the scene. I don't know, man. Same thing. I don't know. There's a bunch of Sundowns. I still put a 0 in my name. Oh, as the baller ends up getting dropped, and will that player end up? Yep, ends up getting dropped there. No problem for Perplexy. Samster goes down. Will they find it? No, it looks like a teammate is trying to wall it off there and get the revive, but we have Hysteria and Blind in the match as well. Poach. Don't see Chap nearby though, so might be one of those solo riders. There are 6 of them out there. As you see, 16 duos and 26 players remaining, but Premium and Perplexy are getting landed on.
No. Now this is where things get a little, like a little risky here for Premium and Perplexy, because they're in a great spot, have this high ground, they have their backs against the storm, they're ready for whatever's going to come. They have ultimate high here, so they just need to be smart. Own this map. Don't allow these gliders to try and like fall onto you. Tag as many shots as you can. Like, you really just want to give yourself as much of an advantage as possible. Maybe even remove some of these ballers, just like you're seeing there. Oh, goodbye. Oh,
that's going to be rough. The tree in the way, helping for a little bit, but Go Crazy Swap is going to go crazy down right there as Premium is looking to try and find the double snipe, but no, they both end up taking out Cones instead. They do have a rift to go as well, so they can afford to just sit up and take some shots. It looks like, because Go Crazy and then they have Go Stupid as his duo. Nice, I like that.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. That's cute. I like that. Another top 10 team here. Falconer and Ramos with only 1 elimination apiece, so 2 elims total. But they're getting close to that top 12 spot.
And they're hurting in terms of effective health right now. I mean, 125 isn't great going into the endgame, and gonna have to actually split their minis off there. You can see he's not gonna pop that, but they're gonna try and find these players rotating. Really want to get that siphon off. Missing the first edit, which is gonna cost him a 10 tick, but Falconer is able to pick up an elim, so that's gonna help, but you need to get away from that storm. As a player's directly next to you on the tarp, they see it. Will he be able to edit out?
This is rough. And I think he may have, so I think he ended up getting in there, and they are going to get that pick there onto Joski, so that will give him enough HP, but he's got to get right back into the safe area. If not, he's going to continue to lose more and more HP, and that's not shields. That's just straight up green, all HP. And he's going to use that last mini there to just get him up to 50 shields, but he doesn't have the full HP. Some eliminations, though, will give him just that. Perplexito finds another pick on Gucci. That's going to be number 6 for him. Sees a player right next to him. He's going to go right in with the heavy snipe. That's going to destroy that wall, and he's going to get the elimination on the Crazy Goat.
Now they're up to 9 eliminations, and again, we talk about power play elims. That's one right there because you get the elim point and you get the 3 from getting into the top 12. That's a nice 4-point swing for him. As they opt to rift, they see all the other birds in the sky. They're going to go, hey, we can go late, try and get whatever places we can, because once all these players land at the same time, a lot of eliminations are going to come through. You see a decent amount of baller rotations, but other than that, not a lot of these players are going to be safe. As Ramos picks up Cease, Gunna is able to pick up Tuki, and Perplexity is like, oh, wait, I got to move forward a little bit. Oh, that's the storm. Hey, that's the storm, buddy. Come on. Again, I thought that might have been a little bit of the new replay stuff, but instead, yeah, looking over, it's like, hey, guys, I'm doing great. You know, just popped a rift to go. How's your day going? As we see another rift go up, not shot, sitting on barely any effective green HP on that ultimate low ground. 2 sitting all the way up on ultimate high, 3 on ultimate high now from that rift. Falconer's going to opt to drop down. Ramos going with him as well, so one player will hang out as the SYM boys are sitting on ultimate high.
Oh,
and
my word.
Push from Falconer.
He just wasn't paying attention to that at all. That's going to give him some much needed HP for Ramos and bring him right back into this one. Nicely done there. I am just shocked that that player did not hear the players to his left and did not register that the edit came through. So
yeah, needed to be careful there. Might have been taking shots towards the low ground or just too tunneled, not used to that situation.
And it happens, right? It happens. Sometimes, you know, the best of us tunnel vision, and before you know it, you know, we're out of the game. Blind and Hysteria just got eliminated, so goodbye to them. Poach is still going to be in this one because he's going to be inside of the baller, just trying to stay alive.
Yeah, hanging out with the 2 other ballers on the low ground, not to make himself a premium target, but also just when you're in this situation with so much going on around you, the audio is a lot. It's really hard to discern who's directly above you, who's directly behind you, as Falconer and Ramos are able to pinch onto Lux right there, but Ramos does get taken out, so we'll get an elim after he has been down. You see Mr. Rick and Natsha on the ultimate low ground, just trying to utilize whatever baller shield they can get. Perplexity and Premium are still doing well here. The Merkin rep trying to find Poach as you hear some turrets and some traps going out. Poach gets pushed out of the storm a little bit.
With barely any HP as well, down low. I mean, surely those guys are going to get picked off eventually. They don't have anything to work with. That was Mr. Rick, and Legends just going to dive right on in. We're only going to have 4 players left in this lobby now. Some eliminations are going to get